All right, check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. Are we streaming? I always like to make sure that the stream is live on YouTube before I really dig into the content today. So we're waiting for the video to appear. It looks like it's up. Great to be here today. Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Owen Video, and we're about to get started on today's very special live stream entitled, When is it time to reinvent yourself on YouTube? Or when is it time to switch up your content? As is always the case, I'm going to be cutting out this part of the live stream after the live stream is over. And in just a minute, I'm going to restart the live stream with my voice alone so that when replay viewers watch us, they start right at the beginning. So you are going to get to see things that no one else gets to see. So thank you for being live. Who's out there today? My man, Mike Phillips. Great to see you, Mike Phillips. Leather Rock is out there. Long time no chat. Lily Tree. Oh, Lily Tree. I love it when you're out here with me. Lily Tree and I were just streaming this morning. Marcel Harding. Louis the 14th, I'm guessing, is out there. And Mike Phillips is saying, can you guys get a fresh headshot of Owen? Yeah, Andrew, I just took some new headshots, so we got to get you over some of those that you can use those. Wayne, etc. is logging in. That Homeschool Life is here. V-Buzz Gaming. Miko's Art School, Eric Communica, Wellbeing Academy. So great to see all of you out there today, and I'm so glad that you would join us for today's training. I think that we're ready to get started. So if you guys are ready to get started, we'll just go ahead and jump right in. I want to let you know that in the chat bot right now, there's a no self-promotion rule. And I don't even know why I'm saying that. That's kind of like saying, hey guys, no robbing liquor stores. Right? Because the people that are gonna rob a liquor store could care less what I say about robbing liquor stores. And I know that all of you that are here and engaging in the chat early are here to learn and to grow. And you're not gonna be the spammers. The spammers are gonna come in here. They're gonna see this in their newsfeed. And they're gonna try to get like, hey, review my channel. Hey, shout me out, right? So all that stuff, that's not what we do here. We're a community here. And I'm looking to grow from you as much as you're, I think, hoping to grow from me. So I want to hear from you. I'd like to hear your questions. I'd love to hear your comments. And Andrew has created a Google form, and that link to the form, is inside the comment section. You can, inside the chat area, you can click on that and ask your question. Today's training will go 30 to 35 minutes. If it's that long, and then we'll talk about, I want to go right to your questions and answer topics related to today's show, but also anything else that you might want to discuss, we will discuss. So let's go ahead and get started. I've got my notes ready. Before I start the stream, here's what I want to know. Here's what I want to hear from you, and this is really important for today's topic. I want to hear from you in the chat area right now. What is your channel all about? I want to hear your channel name, and I want to hear your value statement. So if it's like Jamaican Free Fire and intros, I don't know what that is. So tell me, my channel is Jamaican Free Fire and intros, and we do this, this, and this. Maybe Jamaican Free Fire is just your name, and your channel has a whole different name. I'd love to know. So I want to challenge you guys right now, right here and now, to tell me what is your channel name and what is your channel all about. And that helps me get to know you just a little bit better. All right, so if you guys are ready to get going, say yeah in the comment section. Yeah. You do it is out there. Mike Phillips, sales training. Love to see that, man. Become a Prime is here. Good to see you, my friend. Ikaro is here. I'm loving seeing all that stuff come in. All right, so let's get started with today's topic. And in 3, 2, when is it time to reinvent yourself on YouTube? I mean, is it time for a serious change of direction, or is it time to get more serious about the goals you already set? Today, we're going to talk about this pivotal question: when is it time to reinvent yourself on YouTube? Hey everybody, I'm Owen Video, founder of the Video Marketing School, where business owners learn how to grow a business with online video marketing. And I'm streaming here today for my good friends over at TubeBuddy, the best possible plugin that you could get for growing a YouTube channel online. And today I have a very special treat for every single person that is watching this stream, either live or on the replay. I'm going to give you a chance to get a fully unloaded, fully unlocked, fully unlimited legend version of TubeBuddy, where you'll get access to every single feature that TubeBuddy has to offer. You'll get split tests with thumbnails, split tests with titles. You'll get access to some of the free music and some of the free thumbnail templates. You'll get a fully unlocked version of TubeBuddy for just $1. That's right. You'll get a fully unlocked version of TubeBuddy for just $1. And that's a very special promotion just for today. And to get that, all you have to do is go to the link that I'm going to put on camera right now. All you have to do is get the notes for today's show. Go to bit.ly/Owens Notes and put your name and email into that form there. And you'll get the notes for today's show, but you're also going to get a link to upgrade your existing TubeBuddy account to the fully unlocked version. It is going to cost you $1. And we tried to do this another way, but the only way it would work is if you had to get charged at least $0.01. So you're going to get it for $1, and then after 30 days, it automatically goes back to your regular account, so you don't have to get worried about paying, getting stuck paying the bigger fee moving forward. So if you'd like to try TubeBuddy in a fully unlocked way, then go to that link, and I'll put that in the comment section down below. So we've got a lot of you out there today watching us live, and I want to say what's up to those of you who have joined us today. So good to see you out there. You Do It is logging in, and You Do It has a construction channel. Beanie Draws is logging in. Beanie Draws, good to see you, my friend, saying that beard is serious business. Well, thank you. Thank you, my friend. I've been working on it. The beard has been a serious part of the reinvention, and I have reinvented myself on YouTube a couple different times, so it's good to have you here. You Do It is out there saying TubeBuddy Legend is amazing. I had to dig into it to learn it all. That's so true. Lila is out there saying, I love me some TubeBuddy. Brave Star the Gamer is saying, the value prop for my channel is through Star Academy, gamers will learn how to create content that can help their gaming channel grow organically. Wow, that's really good, guys. Give it up. Give it up for Brave Star the Gamer. That is a really great value statement, and I think really encompasses what it is that we want to talk about here today. And we're talking about reinventing yourself on YouTube and when to do it. And I also have a couple notes for you today on how to do it. So we can talk a little bit about both of those topics. And if you're live with us, there's a link in the chat area that you can go fill out a Google form and ask your questions to me, and I'll answer those questions live on the air. Okay, so let's dig in to our topic today. When is it time to reinvent yourself on YouTube? And this is really a question of what are your objectives on YouTube in the first place? What are you doing to accomplish those objectives, right? There's a whole lot of self-analysis that comes in front of this very emotional question of, is it time for me to change my content? Okay, because you want to be sure that you're changing your content as a way to further your brand and to grow your messaging on YouTube. And you want to make sure that your reinvention is not an abandonment of what you feel you have failed to do. Okay? You don't want to change content simply because you feel that you've failed. And your solution to that failure is to change your content and sort of change your clothes, right? Because that is not a solution. if your content is not performing well and your channel is not growing the way that you have expected your channel to grow, reinvention will only multiply your failure. Okay, and I want to talk really serious with you about this because failure is a pivotal part of success. Failures are the Legos. Failures are the Lego bricks that when put together create success. Everything that we've built here at the Video Marketing School, which has gone through 3 major rebranding efforts to get us here today, where I think we're going to land. I think we're going to land here. And there's a lot of reasons for that. And I'm going to share with you guys some stories on why I switched over and if that applies to you. But here's the thing. We never made a decision because the last thing we did sucked. We made a decision to move forward because the last thing that we did could no longer hold what we wanted to do in the future. Do you get that? We rebranded, we reinvented ourselves because what we wanted to do in the future no longer fit into the ecosystem that we were operating in. How many of you can relate to that right now? Okay, and I'd love to hear from you, even if you're watching on the replay. Why do you want to rebrand yourself? Why are you thinking about switching up your content? I'd love to hear from you some of the reasons for that. Okay, and I'm kind of going to the comment section and taking the look. So really, before we dig into the nuts and bolts, and we kind of already are, I want to preface this whole thing with the massive amounts of self-analysis and self-awareness that you need to adopt in order to answer this question more fully. Look, if you're running from fear, reinvention is not going to help you. If you are running from, some other type of blockade other than growth, then what we have today will not help you. You need to be making growth-based decisions. And in order to make those growth-based decisions, you have to really be willing to develop a keen sense of self-awareness that's fueled by humility and a genuine desire to succeed. But it's also a self-awareness that's born out of a discipline to self-review and self-analysis. Are you committed to looking at your numbers and being honest? Are you committed to never saying it's the viewer's fault, it's the customer's fault? Because when it's the viewer's fault, it can't be your fault and you can't reinvent your content. Are you guys tracking with me? I know that it's deeply emotional, but look, our channels and our businesses are deeply emotional. Your channel is an extension of your passion. And it's my assumption that if you're watching this video here today, you have been moving forward on your channel in such a way to where you're caused now to think, do I need to change up the show? In order for you to answer that question more fully, you have to ask yourself, what am I doing here in the first place? And have I really accomplished that vision? So do I need to rebrand myself, or do I need to simply fulfill the commitment I made in the beginning? Okay? Decal is saying, great point. It's My Journey is saying, very good point. Lily Tree is saying, I want to switch up content to show more personality than my tutorials allow. That's such a great point. And I think that brings us right into the first 3 tactics that I want to dive into you with, okay? In terms of, is it time to reinvent yourself? There are 3 questions or 3 topics you need to ask yourself before you answer that question. The number 1 is vision. What is your vision? What is the vision you are trying to fulfill on your channel right now? And I'd like for you to either write that down or put it into the comments area. Even if you're watching on the replay, just put it in, workshop with me a little bit. Okay, what is the vision of where you wanted to go? Okay? Now, your vision is easily quantified in this way. Your channel name, your value statement, and even your personal name. Okay? So your vision is quantified by your channel name, your value statement, and maybe even your personal name. So let's back up a little bit. When it came to running my channel in the very beginning, my channel was called Simple Business Video Marketing. In fact, that is still the channel URL for my channel. I think I have a bunch of others because of Google Plus and all these different things that have happened over the years. But it's like youtube.com/simple business video marketing. I know it's a horrible channel name, but it's an amazing SEO name, right? And my goal in that case was to create videos that would cause small business owners to hire me for video production. That was the vision of my channel. Now, as I grew and we did our first rebrand was to accommodate my cancer. So many of you know that I was diagnosed with cancer. To this day, I have, let's see if you guys can see it. I guess you can't see it too well. I have an 8-inch scar down my chest where they cut me open, pulled my ribs apart, took the cancer out, and then began to zap me with various different pieces of cosmic stardust to cure me entirely of my cancer. And I'm very grateful, and I thank the Lord for that. Now, in having cancer, I knew that I could no longer fulfill the vision that I once had for my channel. I knew that now I wanted to move into coaching. And so that was going to require a new channel name, a new value statement. Okay, it wasn't until years later that I actually changed my name. But what's the name of your channel? What is the value statement of your channel? Okay, and your value statement should be something like, I teach so-and-sos, right? I teach a target demographic. I teach a niche market how to achieve a certain desired result with my specialty or expertise, right? So in my case, it's I teach business owners how to generate leads and close sales with online video marketing. That's my value statement. And that becomes the core of what you're going to judge everything else against. Okay? So now that you've got that framework in place, you've got to go to the second point, which is your values. Now you know what your channel, what your mission is. What are the values that you're going to implement in achieving that vision? Okay? Now, values are deeply held beliefs about your life's mission. Okay? These are not scientific. Your values are very much immaterial. They're very much something that no one can measure or weigh or put a, it's outside of the realm of science. It's into metaphysics here, and it exists in your mind, right? A great example of a value is, for example, integrity, right? Now, I remember when I first started this business and I had just been fired from the 21st job. I've been fired for the 22nd time. How do you say that, by the way? 22ndth? I've been fired for the 22ndth time. And I was ready to start in the entrepreneurial realm, and I knew that I was going to experience a lot of great travel and video production and some fun stuff. And so I made the commitment right here in my hallway. I remember the day I did. I made the commitment that I would never cheat on my wife. I would never be in a place where someone could accuse me of that type of thing. And I was going to do this like the right way. Never going to intentionally rip off a customer. And I say intentionally because people will accuse you of ripping off all the time. Anytime someone's unhappy, they ripped me off, right? I can't be responsible for your interpretation. I can only be responsible for what in my heart I intended to do. So I would never in my heart intend to rip somebody off. I would never intend in my heart to cheat on my wife or put myself in those types of situations. And so as I do my channel, as I fulfill my channel, I've got to ask myself, am I holding true to my values? Or am I ignoring my values and coming off as inconsistent, which is causing my channel not to grow? Boom. Right? Truth bomb right there, guys. If, so often we kind of look at, I think we all kind of go through this as creators. It's like you go through this process where you're like, my work sucks, right? My work is bad. And Or you say, I'm not growing, and you don't want to believe that your work is bad. And so you blame the customer, you blame the viewer, and you just like will refuse to accept that your content is bad. So many times I've talked to smaller YouTubers looking to grow a channel under 5,000, 10,000 subs. And I'll say, well, you should do this. You should optimize your channels. You should make optimized thumbnails. You should do this. I'm doing that. I'm doing that. Well, the next logical action is or the next logical statement is, well, then you're doing it poorly. And this is where your values come in. Are you doing your work poorly? Are you going to your day job and then when it comes to YouTube, you're giving it what's left over? Are you trying to game the system because you're tired? Are you trying to game the system or do some black hat stuff because you don't want to do the hard work? You don't want to accept that you might have to do hard work that may not pay off. Hey, look, I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to relate to you guys. I have been there and I have done that. And you know what? Unless you have a core set of values that say, this is the caliber of work I'm going to do, your vision will never be fully actualized. And you will create distrust in the mind of the customer. What is in the mind of the viewer? What does this have to do with changing up your content? Because you don't want to change your content if your content is simply bad. Your execution is bad. Your videos are bad. What you want to do is increase your production value. Are you with me? That's one example. Maybe you don't have a framework at all and you're just making videos about whatever you want to make videos about. It's a variety channel. It's destined to fail. And you've got to take a look at your values. Okay, so values is number 2. And number 3, I'm reading comments here. It's great to see you, is your visual imagery. So vision, values, and visual imagery. This is your self-analysis. This is going to be your self-audit of is it time? Is it time for you to switch content? Now, here's what visual imagery means. This refers to the way that you look online. And this sort of piggybacks on both vision and value. Okay, first of all, are you properly demonstrating yourself the way that you think that you are presenting yourself? Now, a great example is this. Go look at your thumbnails. Are you creating content that positions yourself as an expert in YouTube, but your thumbnails are less than satisfactory? Maybe your thumbnails are non-extraordinary at all. What about your titles? Right? Because I'll tell you guys something. I can go back and look at my channel. And you can only really do this with genuine self-analysis. Let me see if I can find my channel here. And I will, because I've got like all these different things lined up here in OBS. I'm streaming alone today, guys. So let's see if we can just go to my channel here. Hopefully you can still hear me. So I can click on my videos, and this is a great way to do this, by the way, is just go to your videos here. Man, and right away I can see all these are private, but the wrong videos have been uploaded. So again, like already I'm seeing we value efficiency, and I'm looking here, and the wrong videos were uploaded by the team. And so already I'm seeing not only can we not publish these, but we wasted time. Timeliness, punctuality is another one of our values. And so here we are. I can already see I'm violating our values here. Hi, Lovey. So I want to go to sort by, and I'm going to sort by date added, the oldest. And I'm just going to kind of show you guys, what I'm looking at. So if I take a look at some of my oldest videos, look at this, 7 years ago. Simple business video marketing. And obviously these are very, very old, before thumbnails were even around. But here's a great example. Do these thumbnails represent my vision for the channel? Does this thumbnail say to a small business owner, I can help you? Because if not, then you need to evaluate your thumbnail abilities before you start rebranding your channel. The way that you appear to the public is absolutely important. So you've got your vision in place. You know what you set out to do. I'm a gaming channel, and I'm going to teach gamers how to grow on YouTube organically. My values, I'm going to work hard. I'm going to do excellent work. I'm going to be the best in my game. And I'm never going to work on Sundays so that I can spend time with my kids. If you have, I know a lot of you have kids. In fact, if you have kids, I'd love to hear from you in the comments or in the chat area. What's the breakdown? 2 boys, a girl, 18, 7, 12, 5. How old are the kids? Let me know. I've got 4 kids myself, ages 4 through 12, and it's just the greatest lifestyle a person could lead. I just love being a dad. You've got this vision that says where you're supposed to go. You've got these values that say how you're going to do it. And now, are you visually consistent with that? And once you've laid all of those things out, you have to act sort of like the TubeBuddy keyword tool. You guys know what I mean? The keyword tool from TubeBuddy analyzes like 3, 4, 5 different things and gives you an overall score. You've got to analyze those 3 areas and ask yourself, is it time for me to switch content? My vision no longer can incorporate what it is I want to do now. My values have been consistent, or they haven't been. My values have been consistent. I've been doing it well. I've been doing good work. The work I'm doing is good. And I can say that now. I can also say the work that I did a while back was really good. Let me show you guys something, because this I think is important. Then we'll move on, because I've got something else I got more I want to share with you here. And hopefully we have time. We're already kind of in at like 25 minutes. So let's kind of go back to my channel here. So I can tell you that during this phase of my life, these videos here, a lot of green screen work in a studio, really, really old school stuff here. I can tell you with certainty that at this time in my life, I was very proud of the work I was doing. It was a step up, although not the best work I had ever done. This was some of the best work I had done to date. Now you can even tell, I can tell how I'm messing with like now I'm looking back, I see all these different problems with it. But at the time I could look at that and say I was doing really good work. Now simultaneously I could look at work like, by the way, all this blue stuff here, this is how I made 6 figures in my first year, is by hosting virtual summits. So down over here, how to embed like this whole series of my life here, and even this series here, the 3 Ps of successful video marketing, green screen tips you need to know. This was not my best work. This was me trying to hack the system. Okay? That was me sort of going, oh, there's nobody on YouTube except me and Tim Schmoyer, right? So I'm gonna just make crap videos on keyword terms and try to rank. And you know what? My videos didn't do well. But you have to be able to take that critical eye and say, are you doing good work or are you doing shoddy work? If it's shoddy work, don't change your content. Do better work for 90 days. Well, Owen, I don't know how to make my work better. Go back to your values. How much time are you committed to your channel? Are you willing to sacrifice for your channel? Are you willing to learn and be coached? I'm already doing that. I'm already doing that. Right? If you're saying that, you want to be very careful, because it's not time for you to change content. It's time for you to change mindsets. Okay? And then, of course, your visual imagery, which we talked about. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section right now. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings about what I've covered so far? And here's the sum up for you. Before you know if it's time to switch your content or to reinvent yourself on YouTube, you have to run yourself through a self-awareness audit or a self-awareness analysis. And this should be a process that you are doing all the time, every time you upload a video. Did this new video fall in line with our vision, our values, and our visual imagery? okay? You're looking at that as an audit process, okay? And if the question is, my vision has changed, or the question is, my values have changed, then of course your visual imagery will need to change, and it's time for you to look at switching up your content. So let's take a look at the different ways that you can switch up your content and some pitfalls that you should be aware of, because sometimes a full switch is not a full switch. Sometimes it's just an opening up of the content silo, okay? Beanie Draws is saying, mindset is important, something I'm tackling at the moment. Man, Beanie, let me tell you, I have been dealing with some mental health stuff that maybe we could talk about one-on-one, and I'm very strong, very healthy, don't get me wrong. But with all the stress that we're under right now and relaunching the school and rebranding, there's this constant, like, you don't have time, you're not good enough, it's not going to work. And I'm constantly looking myself in the mirror and fighting back those negative voices. It is a very active and intentional war that I wage there. So keep that in mind. Games for the Grind is saying, I have a full-time job, 12 hours a day, 2 kids, 5 and 10 girls, and still doing YouTube. Guys, give it up for Games for the Grind. I love that. I love that lifestyle. Now, here's the thing. The work that you're doing, is it good, or are you stretching yourself too thin? Maybe you bring the daughters in on the channel with you so that you can now spend time with them and fulfill the vision. Guys, this is called coupling. Coupling. So coupling is when you take multiple tasks and you couple them. For example, I had a task of daily task, take the kids to karate practice, exercise, walk the dog. So what I was doing is I would take the kids to karate class. I would go to the back parking lot, throw the ball with the dog. When he was done, I'd get into the car and I would run and go pick up the kids. Then I had this idea. What if I dropped the kids off at karate practice and ran with the dog? And now I've accomplished 2 tasks, exercising and exercise the dog, run with the dog, all in one task, just in time to pick up the kids, take them home. And so now I'm able to get more done in one day. So think about coupling. Andrew is saying balance is key. And balance isn't always 50-50. Right? Balance is 70% here and 30% here, but it's the right values to balance. Okay? Balance is not always 50-50. Okay? Balance is not always 50-50. Mike Phillips is contributing a lot here. I want to recognize Mike here. Mike was saying, vision the same, values the same, my imagery has improved. But I feel, okay, so your imagery might look better, but does it look YouTube-y? Or does it look like it's right for your audience? Because, Mike, you said that you're kind of building your speaker profession. Your thumbnail should look more like Instagram images than like a PewDiePie image. You tracking? So it's not is your visual imagery, better per se. It's, does it properly reflect your vision? Homeschooling Mama is out there. She says, I have 3 kids, 4, 8, and 13. I got kids all at those same ages and one in between. I run a tax business and I am brand new at this and clueless. Well, Homeschooling Mama, I think that the first thing that you're going to want to do is follow Owen Video. You are exactly, follow me both on TubeBuddy and on my other channels. You are exactly who we're looking for, that business owner that's looking to grow on YouTube. And for the love of all that's holy, go get the free legend version, or it's 1 penny of TubeBuddy when you download my notes for today. Just go to the link that you see on your screen now. You'll get all the notes from today, okay? But you'll also get a link to get a fully unlimited, fully unlocked legend version of TubeBuddy with all the features for just 1 penny. And that's something very special that we sort of just introduced to share with you guys today. All right, so let's kind of keep the gravy train moving along here. And I want to talk about some questions to ask yourself. Okay? Before you switch, before you know if it's time to switch, I want you to ask yourself these questions. Have you gone deep enough into your content? Okay, so here's the scenario. You might be in a place where you're ready to switch because you feel like you've just covered your topic to death. Okay? And this is that self-awareness thing. This is where you might need to realize that your own experience is acting as a blinder for you. And you can't see past. I deal with it. We've hired consultants, guys. I'm a video marketing consultant. I've hired video marketing consultants. Absolutely. People, of course, much more expensive. And, like people at the Daryl Eves status, I've mentored alongside. Daryl Eves has mentored me. Jeremy Vest has mentored me, right? Sometimes we need to ask other people if there's something that we're not missing. Sometimes we see with experienced eyes. So you've got to ask yourself, have you gone deep enough into your topic? Because you may feel like you want to switch topics because you've covered everything when really you've only been able to scratch the surface. Okay? Another question you've got to ask yourself is this still your passion? Is this still your passion? And are you burned out? Right? Think about this for just a minute. Are you burned out? Maybe this is still your passion. Maybe it's dog training, gaming, homeschooling, whatever it might be. Maybe you're passionate about it, but you're burned out on it. You need to just take 3 to 4 or 5 days off, but you're thinking, oh my gosh, I can't stop uploading. My channel's going to die. No way, man. We all take breaks. And you need to be honest with yourself about this and say, is it time for us to take a break? Hey, kids, I need you not in this room while I'm streaming, please. Thank you. I'll tell you, I'm a dad. I've got kids home from summer vacation, and I'm kicking them out. What you guys can't see is right in front of me. I have a great studio here, and I've got even some couches and stuff. But beyond those couches, back in the dark refines of the studio or confines of the studio is a washer dryer. And that washer dryer apparently has all their swim trunks in it. So they're grabbing stuff while I'm moving. And then finally, you've got to ask yourself, if it's time to move on, if you do decide it's time to switch over your content, do you switch over to a new channel or do you add to your existing channel? Okay, do you switch over to a new channel or do you add to your existing channel? And in this case, I want to give you kind of a silly example, okay, but it's a potato example. Let's say that you've got a YouTube channel and your whole focus there is potatoes. Potato recipes, right? Mashed potatoes, baked potato, French fried potatoes, right? And you've kind of just unloaded, right? You've just unloaded in the potato realm, and you're ready to move from russets, and maybe you're going to move now to sweet potato, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, should I move over to sweet potato and do I start a new channel or whatever the case is with that? You want to be very, very careful there, because moving from potato to sweet potato is an expansion of your channel. It's not a reinventing, it's a re-including, or it's a recasting of your vision. Hey, my vision now is beyond just russet potatoes. We're going to move into sweet potatoes now. And then from there, all sorts of tubers, rutabagas, beets, right? And the world opens up to you, right? You start to see with new eyes, the eyes of a potato. That's one part of your strategy. The other part is, are you moving from potato recipes to a cooking show? Okay? Because now, as you've taught YouTube to recognize your channel for potatoes, as big or as small as you might be. You've been training YouTube through the algorithm in that. Now you're moving into cooking, and that's going to attract an entirely different audience and is going to require you to start a separate channel. Okay? So as you're going through this framework of your vision, your values, and your visual imagery, okay, you need to ask yourself, have you gone deep enough in your content, or is it time to get more creative? Is this still your passion, or are you just kind of over this topic? Okay, I did web design stuff. And there was a point at which I was doing WordPress series and how to use WordPress, and I hated it. And I absolutely hated it. And then you've got to ask yourself, do I need to bring this in on my channel, or do I need to start a whole separate channel? Okay? And those are some of the questions that you're going to need to consider before making that switch over to YouTube. I'm just reading the comments here, guys. I'm reading the comments here, making sure that everything is legit. Paul Peck Drywall Tube is out there. Guys, I would love to answer your questions. What questions do you have for me? What have we not yet covered when it comes to this pivotal topic of when is it time to reinvent myself? So let's go to some of your questions here. And I want to start with the first question that I got. Let me see if I can go to the screen share here and then show it to you. Okay, so our first question is from Louis XIV, and he says, is it worth starting off sticking to one topic and covering it deep until you've grown, then switch your content up when you have the subscribers and viewers to do so? I have been struggling with this on my channel recently. Thank you. Okay, great question. And really what this comes down to is knowing, again, that sweet potato example. So yes, Louis XIV, go deep on your topic. Go as deep as you can. And then ask your friends and your colleagues and other people interested, hey, have I really covered this topic to death? Okay? When you say switch your content, I want you to imagine this. Imagine that you invite all of your friends to a Star Wars birthday party. And you've promoted the heck out of this Star Wars birthday party. You made it look you made the invitation look phenomenal. You even did a Darth Vader voice on your Yahoo Evite that you sent out to everybody. And you really drilled in and made it look great, and you used every character on the invitation and you just nailed it. And then you thought, "Oh, I've gone deep enough on this topic. I'm going to switch it to a Spider-Man birthday party." And everybody shows up thinking they were going to see a Star Wars party, and they see a Spider-Man party instead. That's what we're talking about when you talk about switching up your content. It's my guess, Louis XIV, that what you're really asking is should I be adding topics to my dominion, to my channel, right? So again, you're doing potatoes. You've gone real deep on potatoes, and now you're going to add in other tubers and rutabagas, right? You're still in that same family. So what I would do if I were you is I would make a plan to go. I would, first of all, you'd get out your video title spreadsheet. Get out your video title spreadsheet. It's phenomenally important. If you guys want a copy of that, I can put it in the notes, and you can just use the link to go get the notes. Is to create a very, very long list of all the topics that will help you go deep. And then so do like 4 of those a month, and then sprinkle in some new topics and start to condition your audience that you're widening up what it is that you do. Great question. Great question, Louis XIV. Got another question here. This one is from Wayne, etc. And Wayne is saying, I'm torn about starting a new channel or expanding my current content. I feel like my current audience will like the new content, but those who come for the new content may not like my older content. Great question here. Again, your changes should always be based on growth and not fear and not poverty. We call it poverty mindset. Holding on to what you have, okay? So in your case, I don't know the details, Wayne, but I would add the new content and not worry about the old content, right? Your old content's going to bring people in to the new content, but your new content isn't necessarily going to be bringing people into your old content. They're just going to look at that and be like, oh, I'm not interested in that. But I'm going to subscribe because he's got more coming. So Wayne is saying that he's torn between starting a new channel or expanding your current content. I'm not your coach, but I'm suggesting to you right now, you expand your current content and do not wait to do that. Just get on that right now and start moving into that next phase in your channel. Congratulations, by the way. It's not every day that you have that confidence that your audience will love your new content, right? And that it's relevant to the same audience. And a general principle is this: new audience, new channel. It's a general rule. New audience, new channel. So if you're going to go from like dog treats to dog training, there's a strong argument to keep that on one channel. Same audience. Dog lovers, dog owners, right? if you're going to go from dog treats to like all natural dog treats to all natural food, well, now you're in a whole different audience, right? So, I would take that to a new channel. Although now that I think about it, a case could easily be made that you could simply build on your existing. No, I take it back because the audience is brand new. Your new audience will not be interested in salad recipes. So separate channel. And you see, guys, how we sort of used a value to reach our decision, right? And that is that is I think a learned skill, right? Is making decisions based on sort of your values and data, and then making that decision, writing it down, and then just doing it. I struggle with that. I write YouTube titles all the time. And then when I come to shoot them, I completely change up what I was going to say. And I have this last minute idea. And I'm committed at this phase in my career to just doing what I wrote and being like pretending that Owen who wrote it was a different employee. And I don't, as Owen the star, I don't have the right to just rewrite the writer's stuff. Right? And that's again, that's a discipline. That's a skill that you'll learn. How are you guys feeling about this content today? Is this too deep? Do you like it? Are we good? Tell me your feedback. I'd love to hear from you. Okay. Next question is from Adam's Exploits. Adam is saying, when is Google Hangouts going away in the States? Never. And what do you recommend to broadcast a panel live stream? Google Hangouts. I don't want to have myself and other smaller YouTubers have to pay almost $300 a year for Zoom. Okay, so that's a really great question, and I think you're asking, sort of a technical question. So here's the deal. If you want to record a panel, you're going to want to use the Google Hangouts live stream interface, okay? And you can do that by clicking the same button you would click to upload. And on YouTube, upload a video, you'd click upload live, and you would use the Google Hangouts stream. Now, it's not really called Google Hangouts anymore. It's called YouTube Live, okay? And it's using the Google Hangouts framework, and you can have up to 25 people come into that room and be able to converse with you through like a video conferencing system. And then you can stream that live. You can share your screen. They can share their screens. There's a lot of great features. In fact, I built my business on YouTube Live. I did so much YouTube Live work. I would even say that maybe YouTube Live is just a special place in my heart. So right now, Google has no intentions to leave the live stream game. YouTube has a very strong interface there. It's stronger than Facebook's. So I wouldn't worry about it going anywhere. There's no plan. There's no announcement for it to go anywhere. So just keep using it, learn it, and you don't need to worry about Zoom. Zoom would not be the interface that you would want to use anyway. You would want to use vMix probably, but that'll cost you one time $1,500 to get conferencing, and you'll only be able to get 8. Another thing that you could do is you can get BeLive.tv. BeLive.tv does have a YouTube streaming interface. And if you want to check that out, you can go to epiclivevideo.com and you can check that out. That's a great software. All right, let's talk. What's our next question here? Oh, I love it. It's a business owner. I love business owners. Okay, next question is from How To Automotive, my man. How To Automotive. Oh, are you coming to Social Media Day? I remember we met up there last year. Would love to see you back there again. So How To Automotive is saying, my channel is all about automotive repair, but when I do tool reviews, I get 100 times the views. My question is, should I start a separate tool review channel? Oh, great question. My initial thought is no. Again, it's the same audience because How To Automotive is people that want to fix their cars. Okay? Right? Is that right? People that want to DIY fix their cars. People that want to DIY fix their cars need to know what tools. So I would say that you're going to want to kind of 70-30 that. Remember we talked about balance? Throw the balance out of whack for 90 days and see what happens. So right now you're doing this thing with like DIY tips, and some tool reviews. But your analytics are saying that the tool reviews are the money, right? So what you want to do is switch that up and do a ton of tool reviews with every now and then doing some lesser often doing the how-to automotives, the DIY stuff, and then see what happens. I would do that before changing up your channel. Because to me, guys, I don't know how many of you actually have second channels. It's a nightmare, right? You need to have separate social media accounts, separate Instagram pages if you're going to go that far with it, right? Separate email accounts you got to check now. Comments you have to respond to. You got to go back and forth in your own mind between which comment you are, when and where, who and why, right? You can't serve two masters. We all know that. Focus, right? I have a whole bunch of second channels I have started and want to start. And almost every time I've started a second channel was just to get the name, right? Just to get the name and to build that brand. So all of that to say is that you should build out one channel until you have the money, time, and energy to build that second channel out. Otherwise, you really want to focus on one channel and make that very, very strong. Okay, the man, Mike Phillips, is asking another great question. He's the great question asker of the day. Mike is saying, do you recommend making the video first and then finding keywords and phrases, or finding the keyword setup that you can rank for and then making the videos? Yeah, I absolutely recommend the latter. In fact, this process of making a video and then trying to find a title that works will lead to YouTube destruction. I feel like it's probably the biggest mistake that beginning YouTubers make, right? And the reason for that is what happens is you've got this content that delivers on a promise, but then what you're doing is you're picking a title that could be based on a whole different promise, right? So you're sort of making this video called, how to, you make a video about how to pronounce words on stage, enunciation. But you found a title with SEO words that's like how to be a public speaker. So now when I click on this video, how to be a public speaker, and I see this thing about pronouncing words on stage, I'm really not fulfilling that promise. Now, this is a case in point from just yesterday. Just yesterday, I picked a new keyword topic. It was something like how to start a YouTube channel for your business. And then as I was writing the video, what I was realizing is this was more like how to promote your YouTube channel that you've already created and you have a year to look at strategy. It was like really top level strategy. And I'm like, if I were to click on the title, how to start a YouTube channel, this would not fulfill the promise. And so you want to start with that SEO title. And here's a great trick. And my good friend, Daniel Batal over at TubeBuddy taught me this in a one-on-one session. Because I am self-aware, and I pride myself on my self-awareness. Sorry if that's braggy, but I'm very self-aware, and I knew that I needed help finding content for my own channel. So I asked Daniel Batal to help me because I don't know him very well. At the time, at least. We've become good friends since. But he doesn't know me well enough to know where I came from, my past, and have all this baggage. He could just tell me the straight scoop, And that's exactly what he did, right? And he showed me this great trick. You have to know what the customer wants, what they're looking for, and take a look at what it is that you actually do. So you've got to give them what they want in the context of what you actually do. Does that make sense, Mike? So you want to find the keyword phrase first and then create content around that keyword. In that video, you're hoping to grab search traffic and then point them to another video that's maybe not so dependent on keyword research. So imagine making, Mike, all these top-level videos that are just getting new traffic, and they're videos you don't want to do, but it's what people are looking for. And then in those videos, you're pointing to one core video that's like the video that you love. So you've got all these top-level videos driving traffic to one video. That's a great YouTube funnel. And that's how I would sort of look at a possible way for building your channel. Something to think about. Something to think about. All right, I'm going back to the comments here. Mike Phillips is saying, yes, thank you. Pam Duthie is here. Good to see you. Above and Beyond Drones is out here. Death Souls Real Talk. Thank you for all that great info. Mike Phillips loves Daniel, says he's helping him out a lot. I'm looking back, Mike, for more of your comments here. Doon. 30-Day Reviews is saying, yep, that's why my second channel is just whenever I want to upload something. Yeah, man, it's a repository. So I've done that before myself. I've created these second channels, and I might make 5 or 6 videos and just like dump some content in there because I'm hot, I'm on fire. And in fact, we did that with our marriage channel, which worked out surprisingly well because those videos did incredibly well on the channel, and our viewers have asked us for more. So that's very cool. All right, guys. Hey, we're winding down our string today, and oh my gosh. Let me tell you guys, we're selling our house. I'm moving my studio, and on top of that, we've got like all this amazing work that we're doing at the video marketing school. I'm recording another stream for TubeBuddy later on in the week. I just got back from Wichita, and I'm going to San Diego next week. So much going on. I'm exhausted, and I cannot wait. I still have one more appointment tonight, but I cannot wait to cut the cord early tonight and get some rest. Maybe you guys have heard me stumble on my words a little bit. I want to say tired because I'm actually full of energy, but worn out. And that's one of my values. One of my values is work very hard, okay? But then another value that I have is rest very hard. So I'm very much looking forward to resting tonight and tomorrow and finishing out the week really strong. Reminding you one more time that if you want to get the notes for today's call, and in these notes, I actually have a whole series. I have a whole bunch more on how to reinvent your company on YouTube. And if you guys want to review that 3-step process, maybe Andrew and I can come back in a month or so and we'll do that topic, how to reinvent, but you'll get that in the notes. So go to this bit.ly link here, get my notes, and you'll get the notes for today's call, but you're also going to get a link to get a fully unlimited, fully unlocked legend version of TubeBuddy, where you'll get all the advanced features that I use to grow my channel and all the channels that we represent. So I hope you guys had a great stream today. I had a great time being with you. I always do. And I hope that you will join us next time on the TubeBuddy channel for more education that will help you to grow the channel you want to grow and live the life you want to live. Thanks so much. I'm Owen Video. We'll see you next time.